This is the 10.1 lesson. Today I'm going to teach you how to use the triangle sum theorem and the exterior angle theorem to write and solve equations to find an unknown angle measure because we can use algebra to solve problems in geometry. Okay, so we have to start off first with just a couple definitions. So I know this says 10.4 at the top, but it's 10.4 and also part of 10.1. So the definition, I'm going to first do triangle sum. The definition is the sum of the three angles of a triangle equals 180 degrees. So I know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C has to equal 180 degrees. So I'm kind of using all the algebra that we know. We're just going to substitute. Angle A is 38 degrees. Angle B just says x, plus angle C says x plus 2. I know all of that has to equal 180 degrees. I'm not ready to throw the railroad tracks on because there's work to be done over here. I'm going to combine my like terms. So I get 1x plus 1x gives me 2x's. And I can take 38, my two numbers. 38 plus 2 is positive 40 equals 180. Now I can railroad track. I need to isolate my variable. So I need to get rid of both the 2 and the 40. I get rid of the 40 first. So I undo addition by subtracting 40 to both sides. So we're left with 2x equaling 140. Finish isolating, divide each side by 2, and I get x equals 70. So if all they're asking me is the degrees for x, that would be my answer. If they ask me what each angle is, well then let's figure that out. So angle B, they told me is x. We just said x is 70, so angle B is 70 degrees. Angle C equals x plus 2. So x we said is 70, so 70 plus 2, that means angle C is 72 degrees. Now let's just kind of go back to what it tells us because I can check my work. We know all three angles have to equal 180. So let's check it. Is 38 plus 70 plus 72. We're checking to see if that equals 180. When you add all these up, you do get 180. So more than likely, we should be correct on our computation here. Okay, the other one is called the exterior angle theorem that we're going to be working with today. This one's a little trickier. So first let's get the definition. It says that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. Okay, let's talk through that. Exterior means it's on the outside of the triangle. Okay, so this is my exterior angle. This and this and this are all interior angles. They're inside the triangle. But I need the two that are remote. So think about remote. Remote means far away. If you're on a remote island, you're kind of on a far away island. So I want the two interior angles that are far away from this. Well, this one's right next door. So that makes these two the remote. So now I'm going to set this up. So it's exterior equals the remote interior plus the remote interior. So let's just use our substitution and fill everything in. Exterior is 6x. 6x equals, one of the remotes is x plus 40, plus the other remote, 3x plus 10. 3x plus 10. Now I have to remember my algebra from prior chapters. I'm not ready to railroad track. I can combine like terms. So I have x plus 3x. That gives me 4x. and I have positive 40 plus 10 gives me positive 50. That all has to equal the 6x. Now I have x's on both sides of the equals, so remember, first I want to get my x's to the same side of the equals. I'm going to subtract 4x's from both sides. And I get 2x equals 50. Now I'm going to isolate my variable and divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals 25 degrees. If they only ask me what x is, I'd be done. If they ask me what these angle measures are, then we have to substitute in. So this angle here, I'm going to call it angle A, is x plus 40. We just said x is 25, so angle A is 25 plus 40. Angle A is 65 degrees. Angle C up here is 3x plus 10. So let's substitute 3 times x, 25, plus 10. Follow order of operations. Multiply first. Finish simplifying. I get 85 degrees. Okay, this exterior angle, I'm going to do right up here. So that exterior angle is 6x, which is 6 times 25, which is 150 degrees. Okay, let's check this. The exterior angle is equal to the sum plus of the two remote interior angles. So let's see if that in fact is true. Exterior 150 is equal to one of the remotes was 65 plus the other remote 85. When you add those together, it checks out, so we're good. Okay, so let's look at this visual summary. If the measure of angle 2 is 50 degrees, and the measure of angle 3 is 70 degrees, what is the measure of angle 7? It tells me to use triangle sum. So 3 angles have to equal 180. So I know angle 2, 50, plus angle 3, 70, plus this is my unknown, I'm going to call it x. That has to equal 180. Combine like terms, 120 plus x equals 180. Isolate, subtract 120 from both sides. X equals 60 degrees. So I know this is 60 degrees. So angle 7, 60 degrees. Okay, now they want to know what's the measure of angle 4. Well, think about what we learned about angles in chapter 9. 3 and 4 are a linear pair, or 3 and 4 are supplementary. So I know that angle 3, 70 degrees, plus angle 4, I'll call this y, equals 180. I can subtract 70 from both sides, and I get y equals 110 degrees. So angle 4 equals 110 degrees. Okay, now the measure of angle 8 is 40 degrees. Okay, they're telling me this is 40. What's the measure of angle ABC? So I have to find that angle. A to B to C. I made this big angle here, these two combine. Well, if I know this is 60 and this is 40, all together it's pretty easy to see that that whole angle would be 100. So it's 60 degrees plus the 40 degrees equals angle ABC. That means 100 degrees is angle ABC. Okay, now we're going to try using that exterior angle theorem. That's where it's going to get a little more difficult. Using the measures of angles 3 and 7. So I'll find them. 3 and 7, so 60 and 70. What is the measure of angle 1? 1 is out here. So if I look at just this triangle right here, 1 is on the outside. Remember, the exterior angle is equal to the remote interior plus the other remote interior. So I'm going to call this Z. So exterior angle Z is equal to, this is the angle that's right next door to it. It's not remote, it's right next door. These two are remote. So Z is equal to 60 plus 70. Z is equal to 130 degrees. Okay, now they're telling me to use angle 2. Angle 2 is right here. And ABC. ABC. So this big angle here. So I'm using 50 and 100. What's the measure of angle 6? Okay, so when I look at that, I'm looking at this big triangle now, not the little ones. This is the interior. This 100 is the interior up here. 6 is the exterior. I'm going to call this A. This is my exterior angle now. So again, exterior is equal to the remote interior plus the other remote interior. So the exterior I'm going to call it A, is equal to the one remote interior is the 50. The other remote interior is this entire thing, the 100. So A equals 150 degrees. So I'm going to go back and put it up here. This is 150 degrees. Now they want me to find the measure of angle 5. So they want this. Using two different methods. Justify each method. Okay, so I see that 5 and 6 make a line. They're a linear pair or they're supplementary. So I could say angle 5 plus this angle here, which is 150 degrees, equals 180 degrees. So if I subtract 150 from both sides, that makes angle 5 30 degrees. Okay, that would be one way. I might look at this little triangle here and say, well, all three angles need to equal 180. So 40 plus 110 plus angle 5, 40 plus 110 plus angle 5 has to equal 180. Combine like terms. 150 plus angle 5 is 180. Subtract 150 from both sides. And again, I see angle 5 is 30 degrees. So we just showed it two different ways to get there.